everybody, and welcome to another Joker's Wild Side. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got a special corner pretty much show. We have a lot of news, a lot of football news, a lot of wrestling news, specifically one person. I'm sure you guys are aware. But first of all, how you doing, Jax?
Doing pretty good. Chill day for me. What about you?
A little frustrating at work, but we're here. Let's get this done. Um, Excited to talk about some sports and some wrestling. There's some crazy stuff happening in wrestling, and uh, and in the sports, the AFC and NFC championship is this weekend, and I cannot wait to see these games and see who's gonna play in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
Ooh, I'm ready for it. I was this close to setting it up with somebody where I was going to go to the Super Bowl until I
Ooh.
realized it was $6,200
Yeah, dude.
minimum
Yeah.
for a ticket. So we talked about doing it in 2025. So here's the
Okay.
saving.
Okay. Clay.
No, I'll catch you later with it.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. Well, let's get right into it. Let's preview these games, man. Um, we do have first for the AFC Championship, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs,
hmm
versus the Ravens.
And that starts 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Gotcha.
So, what, 11 o'clock? Or no, 10 o'clock California time?
You said 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock here.
No, I think it's
11.
noon or
Yeah.
11. Something
Noon.
like
I
that.
think it's noon.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
noon.
only one. But yeah, this is an interesting one. There's a lot of injuries here for both teams. I kind of am blind to part of it, but I'll do the best I can. For Ravens, we got Mark Andrews, their tight end, possibly out with an ankle. Marlon Humphrey, cornerback calf issues. Uh, Del Sean Phillips, their linebackers, out with some shoulder problems. Um, Tylen Wallace, wide receiver, has some knee stuff. Rock Ya-Sin, great fucking name. Cornerback for them has some knee issues, and then Kevin
Cider?
Sider, offensive,
Zeitler?
yeah, Sider. It's
Okay.
Z, Kevin Z,
Yeah. Mr. Z?
yeah, offensive guard. He just had a rest, probably some R&R to recover. Now the Chiefs, they are loaded with possible injuries here that might miss. Uh, they have Mike Edwards, their safety, had a concussion. Blaine Gabbert, their backup quarterback, oblique issues. Willie Gay Jr., that means there are two of them. Linebacker has some neck issues. Trent McDuffie, great name too. Cornerback has ankle issues. Skip Moore, their wide receiver, has some knee issues. Wayne Morris is outside line, offensive line. Sorry, a concussion as well. Uh, Derek Nadi,
Yeah.
defensive tackle, tricep. Charles Omenihu, defensive end, wrist issues.
Man, they're really pushing you with these names right now.
Dude, they really want to test me here. Isaiah Pachenko, running back, ankle problems. Trey Smith, outside offensive guard, it was ill, some sort of illness that kept him out of practice this week, or part of this week. Price, Tega,
Price
Wano,
or Prince?
Prince. Oh, that's right. Prince, Tega, Wano, offensive tackle. I mean, yeah, offensive tackle, quads. And there we go again with the lights. Goddamn kids. Uh, Joe Tune, offensive guard. Heck, I'm having trouble right here.
Ka- Kadarius?
Kadarius Tony, wide receiver with the hip injury, and Joshua Williams, their cornerback, some knee stuff. There's a bunch of injuries with the
You
Chiefs.
know, it was definitely going to be a deciding factor for who I was going to be more lenient towards.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, I'm still sticking with my picks, but to explain what I expect to see during the game is a completely different story. In this case, I still have the Ravens. The
Hmm.
Chiefs just seem way banged up with all of their people. Unless everybody comes up with a miraculous recovery, then it's going to be pretty difficult for the Chiefs to be catching up on stuff.
Yeah, and then I was also kind of 50-50. It is the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have proven time and time again that you cannot count them out ever, really. I know this year has been up and down with them,
Mm-hmm.
but with all those injuries, yes, they still have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they still have Kelsey. Um,
Kelsey
uh,
and Mahomes, they work really well together.
yeah, this is the Ravens' year. I think
I think it's the Ravens' year.
so. They will win the AFC Championship.
Yes.
Now, for the NFC, we got the Lions going into the 49ers' house. I cannot see the injury, so I'll let you take over on that.
So first of all, that game will be at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You guys can do the trans or whatever the change time conversion. That's what I was looking for because I don't know what the heck I'm talking about apparently. Uh, so the 49ers don't seem that bad off compared to how they were sitting last week. We got Nick Bosa, defensive line. He's
Bosa.
just on Bosa.
Bosa.
He's just on rest right now. So he very well could definitely come back in.
Probably will.
Yeah, we have Dre Greenlaw,
Mhm.
linebacker. His Achilles is out. Um, Debo Samuel, wide receiver. So we did see a report where he had a shoulder break, said. So is he still on medical timeout?
No. So it was either late last night or early this morning. It was said that he is cleared and he's going to play this week, even with that injury. So he's in for the game.
All right.
Mhm.
So at most, he might be babying that shoulder,
Mhm.
or maybe not be giving it his all. I can see where he might be concerned about it because he just had a big scare with it. And then Trent Williams, offensive tackle, he is also on rest. So we have two players that are out on rest. It
Mhm.
doesn't seem that bad off for the 49ers. They were definitely a lot more injuries during the Packers game.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
and then for the Lions, I mean, from what it looks like just right here, we have double the amount of injuries, but still less than last week.
Mhm.
We have James Houston the fourth. Is that what that says?
Yes.
Imagine being a fourth. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He's out on an ankle injury.
A fourth Jesus.
I'm just saying, man. And then we have Jonah Jackson, offensive guard. He's out on knees. Sam Laporta,
Mm-hmm. You said it right.
tight end.
Mm-hmm. TE.
Yes, TE, tight end. He's out on knees also. These guys be smacking their knees together, man.
I mean, they run a lot, so
Oh yeah, no, I believe it. Sprains happen.
yes.
A lot of things can happen with your knees. Frank I can't see Raganow.
Frank Ruganow. Yeah, you said it right. Center.
Okay.
Mhm.
His ankle and his toe. So yeah, I mean, always post it up like that. You're gonna hurt yourself. Khalif Raymond, wide receiver, out on knees again. Geez. And then Josh Reynolds, wide receiver, out on ribs still. So
Mhm.
we were hearing, didn't he play last week?
Yeah, he did have some playing time. I think he re-aggravated the injury during the game versus the Bucks. But also, Devo was also last week was injured during their game versus Green Bay and actually got taken out the first quarter.
Yes, I remember seeing Devo get kicked out.
Yeah, it sucks because he's a great weapon. Uh, but regardless, this is much better than both teams were last week, injury wise. What do you see here, and who do you have going to the Super Bowl for the NFC?
So I have some little angels and demons in my ear telling me, oh, the Lions have figured everything out about the 49ers. And then you have the entire conspiracy that everything is scripted. Um, I have somebody that says if it is scripted, it's going to be Lions are leading the entire game and 49ers win it back. Um, I have the Lions were able to see what the Packers did to the 49ers and open up all the gaps. I don't think that that person was adjusting for how many injuries and outs the 49ers had. Um, it's
It's
I
gonna be a
s-
close one.
it's definitely going to be
Mhm.
close, and I feel like the Lions can definitely exploit what Green Bay showed 49ers are open to. But I'm not going to say that 49ers are going to show those same weaknesses because as much as the 49ers were exposed by the Green Bay Packers, the Packers showed them what they need to work on.
Yeah, I I kind of agree with you. Regardless, I think this is gonna be a lot closer than people give it credit
I
for.
think it's going overtime.
Okay, all right. I have the 49ers. They're my Super Bowl champions, the ones I picked. And I know you picked the Ravens, right, to win the Super Bowl?
No, I said 49ers win the Super Bowl, Ravens go from AFC.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be Ravens 49ers. But to me, if the Lions go, I will be rooting for the Lions. But I do have the 49ers winning this game.
Yeah, I have the 49ers winning this game. I'm rooting for the 49ers just as personal interest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then for Chiefs and Ravens, I have the Ravens as they are my pick to the Super Bowl. I think that they're going to go. And I just don't think that the Chiefs can do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a tough out for that. Or at least to be able to get it 2 years in a row. Um, but
They
with,
have the potential to do
oh,
it, but
100%. I mean, look at where they're at.
yeah,
Considering people counted them out a few weeks ago.
I will say this. If the Chiefs beat the Ravens and the Lions beat the 49ers, Chiefs win again.
I'd rather see the Ravens and Lions or the
I
Ravens.
want to see Ravens and Lions, but I'm saying if that is the case,
Mm-hmm.
where Chiefs beat Ravens and Lions beat 49ers, Chiefs beat Lions.
I hate saying that, but I kind of agree. Yeah, like, I'm not.
Chiefs and Lions are on two different playing levels.
I think
That's
I think so too. Especially the last few weeks from here in the playoffs, the Chiefs have shown up for sure.
yeah.
So those are our picks for the AFC and NFC championship, guys. Tell us what you think, who you think is gonna go to the Super Bowl, and tell us who is gonna win the Super Bowl in your opinion.
Mm.
We got some more sports news, a lot of NFL news, as there was a lot of coach signings. As former Bengals coach Brian Callahan is now the head coach for the Tennessee Titans. Um, I think he was the offensive coordinator, but regardless, they move on from their former coach and now hire this Bengals who's been in the Super Bowl. Go.
Also, the Lions do sign vet
Ooh, I forgot about.
tight end Zach Ertz to add to weapons for offense.
Yeah.
It definitely could change,
Mhm.
but I don't know enough about Zach Ertz to say how much he would sway. But we'll throw it back to you.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely because he is a former Super Bowl champion with the Eagles a few years ago. Um, a lot of people think he lost his edge as he's been. He has a few more years of experience. That with experience also comes that your body slows down, you age a little bit. Pretty much, time beats us all, right?
As that happens,
Yeah, as it happens.
we're only mortal.
Exactly. So they're saying that he may be a step behind, but this is still a great ad as it definitely adds another layer to them.
And they might not even ever play him either. That's the thing.
Yes,
Who knows?
I think they'll play him. To be honest with you, he's a very valuable player. But like we said, Brian Callahan is a new Tennessee Titans head coach. Another head coach signing, Raheem Morris, has been officially signed by the Falcons as a new head coach. The Falcons bypassing Bill Belichick, saying, "Nah, we don't want him." What a
All
move!
right.
What a move, man!
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like the Falcons could have utilized Bill, or in the inverse, Bill could have changed the Falcons. I don't know enough about Raheem Morris to back up and say if he was the smarter decision, but obviously they thought that that was the correct move.
Yeah, maybe something Bill wanted that they couldn't give him or they didn't want to give him, because Bill was known to be also the general manager in New England, so he was
Mm.
doing double duty.
And apparently, as rumors go, he was more focused on home life or not giving his full attention,
To football.
yeah, to
Yeah,
football. So the Falcons could have weighed that as well.
yeah, definitely. Another head coaching sign. Bucks old offensive coordinator Dave Canales to be Panthers' new head coach. I mean, you go from playoff Bucks to head coaching the sucky ass Panthers. I mean, the pathetic Panthers. The prove everybody right that we suck Panthers. I don't know. We could go on.
Oh yeah.
Um, what do you think about this move, man? I know you're not too familiar with Canales.
Um, I mean, the Bucks offense, it was pretty surprising for what they did.
Yeah,
And I kind of wrote Bucks off way early in the season, and they made it to freaking playoffs, man. And now you have Dave Canales, who is going to go to the Panthers. The Panthers showed us an abysmal season. I can only see the Panthers going up from here. There is no way to go anywhere from rock bottom but up.
well, technically they're not rock bottom.
Not complete rock bottom.
They won 2 games.
They won. Yes, they won 2 games.
But that's pretty fucking close.
In comparison, they were dragging through bikini fucking bottom.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that was just so fucking pathetic. But hopefully this brings a little bit of spark that they need. They do have a good. He was good in college, rookie quarterback this last year. So I'm thinking they could move up, like you said. In other news, Vic Fangio to be the Eagles' defensive coordinator next year. It was announced this week. Nick Fangio, I think he was a defensive coordinator for another team. I can't remember the team right now, but if you want to do some research on that.
Yes, sir.
So it's being said that that's gonna be his position. A bigger freaking head. For the Dolphins, that's who he was. Yeah,
It was for the Dolphins?
yeah, it was just
And Denver Broncos.
yeah. Okay, so both of them Broncos.
So
And,
he was fired as head coach as Denver Broncos. 3 seasons, joined Eagles as defensive consultant that led up to the Super Bowl, and worked with offense to help scout opposing defenses.
Gotcha.
He also worked with members of Eagles' former staff.
Gotcha. So that's probably why usually if you know someone or if you're pals with somebody you came up in the system together, usually when head coaches come up that the shift happens with them as well. Um, but bigger news still, former and current NCAA national champion from Minnesota, the Wolverines, head coach Jim Harbaugh has left college football and has signed with the LA Chargers to be their new head coach.
Let's see what you can do with
Dude.
NFL, baby.
I'm not a fan of this, man. Chargers are in our division. He's now in the national champion. The Chiefs are the Chiefs and they're in our division. The Broncos have former Super Bowl champion Sean Payton. What the fuck? This division is a fucking nightmare. I might have to get another team just to root for, so I know it's not freaking pathetic.
So you're not completely blown out.
Yeah, dude, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's gonna take a few years for all of it to come up, like it did when he went into Michigan. But regardless, this is a huge signing.
Congratulations, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
You make no difference to me. So
Unless you have to pay him because you guys are in the same conference.
that's fine with me. He still made it to NFL, baby.
Yeah, he was a former head coach for the 49ers too that got him to a Super Bowl.
Oh, well, he's back.
By the
Welcome
way,
back.
in that Super Bowl was versus the Ravens, 49ers Ravens. And the coaches, brothers. Jim, yeah, it was
Okay.
it was the only coach versus coach brother.
I think I remember that.
Hmm.
I think I remember that game.
Yeah, so possible that they could find each other playing. Hey, there we go. Again, more news here. Jags have hired Ryan Nielsen as their new defensive coordinator. It seems like every team is making some sort of move. Jags are no exception because they fired their defensive coordinator at the end of this season. Steelers also finalizing a 2-year deal for their possible defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin. Congratulations to him. It looks like the Steelers are doing something they never do here. They usually never hire outside the office, outside the house.
Yeah.
They try to keep it in house. Anybody in the building, they try to put into a position for them to succeed. This is really one of the first few times that they go out of house, out of pocket, and find someone. They target somebody. So big news here happening for the Steelers. Possible good changes. They made the playoffs, but their offense was lackluster, to be honest, through the year. Maybe this sparks something in the whole team, you know.
Mm.
Other news for the Raiders. They got the new GM, which is the Los Angeles Chargers former GM, Tom Telesco. Um,
See, you don't got to worry about that. He's going to hype you up and point out all the Chargers' mistakes.
Possibly, but that also could be a conflict of interest there for sure. Um, I'm just not 100% sold on this, just for the reason that the way it ended in LA with the Chargers was very. I mean, the Raiders beat the snot out of them. So
So you're saying that he's going to be vindictive and sink the Raiders even
no,
farther
no,
than
no.
what they
I
are?
don't think he's a professional, as far as I could tell. He's a
Okay,
professional.
okay.
But no, the funny thing is, the press conference when they announced that he was the new GM, they talked about to the head coach, and they asked him, "Did you bring up that ass whooping that got them fired?" He's like, "Yeah, that's the first thing I said." So they seem like they'll jab at each other and they'll be able to get along like that. I just hope he does. I mean, he didn't do a bad job in LA. They had great talent. Just somehow it didn't click together at the end when it counted. So
Mm.
hopefully the Raiders is a different story and we could get back into our winning ways and winning championships, because that's what I need. We need the Raiders to be good, or at least I do. uh, Bengals now have promoted quarterback coach Dan Pitcher as a new offensive coordinator.
All right, all right.
Yeah, it seems like he's moving up in the world slightly, step by step. Congratulations to him. Not too sure who he is because I haven't really paid attention to him
All right. I
specifically.
mean, Bengals quarterbacks have been
Pretty good,
pretty good.
especially Burrow. Definitely Burrow, but it seems like he's gonna get a chance to call plays for the offensive team. So good on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to some other sports here, like in NBA. LeBron makes history with 20s straight, well not straight, 20th NBA All Star selection. Not straight,
Nice.
but All Star
Dude,
selection.
I was seeing pop-ups all over the place for LeBron. I was just like glancing at it because NBA is not super large for me. Um, but like LeBron, he came out bleeding and his hand was covered in blood or something like that. And LeBron is injured. LeBron did it. Let's go, LeBron. And just so much things about
Mhm.
LeBron. So congrats to him.
Yeah, I mean it's something unheard of. Even in the Bill Russell time back in the beginning of the NBA, when Bill Russell is an 18-time world champion. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But back then there was only like 7, 8 teams or something like that. Um, but this still never happened. So another feather in his cap. Congratulations to him. Now some good news here for us. Possibly, uh, both for Utah, Salt Lake specifically. Did we cut out?
No,
Okay.
I was just looking at everything.
Okay. I think we're just tripping over here. Um,
It's a long day.
yeah, definitely. Haven't slept in almost 48 hours. More than that.
I don't know how that feels.
Well, I'm running on fumes, bro. So we're gonna push. That's why I have candy in my mouth. I'm pushing stuff in there. Time to pause on that one. Um,
Just gonna have to do this real quick.
you
Because it was a whole joke. Whole joke.
definitely pausing like whoop. But we have good news here for Utah, with the Utah Jazz owner uh, pushing and having meetings with the NHL to bring a franchise here to Salt Lake City. This would be great, man.
Mhm.
I love hockey. I'm a big fan of the Kings and the Knights, obviously.
Mhm.
You said that you've been to a few Grizzly games as well, right?
Yeah, I've witnessed one or two Grizzly games.
Okay. I love the physicality of it, man. Um, and having a pro team here, I get to see my Kings at least a few times a year. I'm so
They
happy.
would roll through here. It would be
Mhm.
pretty exciting.
I'll be so happy. But speaking of other teams coming over here, excuse me, I'm not sure if it's the Utah Jazz owners as well, but they're pushing to get a baseball team, Major League Baseball team here in Salt Lake City
And
as
we
well.
covered it when it first dropped.
Last year,
Yeah,
early
last year. And from what I remember, there was like the Mad Dogs and the Bandits.
Hmm.
And the Bandits were like my preferred, or no, the Outlaws? Was it the Outlaws or the Bandits?
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Either way, it was. Oh, it didn't switch over for me. Goofy.
You clicked the wrong two shot.
Did I?
Yeah, you hit the Jackson third.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'm up too far.
yeah, it's okay. Um, but yeah, we talked about this early in last year or mid last year, but it seems like they're still pushing for it. There was some talks about the A's possibly coming over here. I think they have finalized a deal in Vegas, but rumor has it that the stadium will not be complete. Could allow them to at least play here for a little bit and see how the fanfare is for a Major League Baseball team here, which would be a great tryout here.
I mean, we have the Bees Stadium.
Mhm.
It definitely won't fit as many people as it needs to,
No,
but it could definitely house a lot.
yeah, definitely need a remodel and upgrade for sure. Um, I don't know. This is just great news. Get more teams here, as this is being a booming city here in
It's only 7,500 seat capacity at Smith's Ballpark.
yeah, they need at least another 10,000 to be a major league, as far as I'm aware. So they need to upgrade a lot. They need to find some land to get it. I thought they were building a new stadium for them.
I'm not 100% sure. I can look into that.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm so excited for this, especially for the hockey one. But also, if they get a major league team here, hopefully I could get to see the Dodgers come over here. Maybe the Yankees, but usually those are blackout dates with pro teams. Anytime the Yankees come around, it is hard to get those tickets.
Damn, Oakland Coliseum is 56,000 people. Dodgers is 56,000.
Okay,
Coors Field 50,000.
so it's missing around 50,000 then uh seats for a major league team. But regardless, hopefully they could find a place where they could build a stadium for them. Um, but
Salt Lake Bees break ground on new 2025
See?
downtown Daybreak Ballpark. Dang,
see, I was
that's going to be right over there. It's going to be 25 minutes from you.
Where's Daybreak?
It's 15 minutes from my house. It's over by Clay.
Oh, down there. Oh,
South Jordan. You know, like the
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Jordan Megaplex?
Yeah.
West.
Huh. That's not bad.
No,
That sounds still fun.
that's right there for us.
Hell yeah. That'd be fun. We could go with Clay too and
Uh-huh.
have a good.
Set to open in 2025.
Well, if they make it big enough, they might get a pro team. That'd be fun. Or make the Bees the fucking pro team. Fuck it.
Apparently, it's going to be the same size, though, in terms of 7,000 fans capacity.
They might need to make it bigger. If they want to go pro. If they want a pro team there, they need to make it bigger.
Definitely room for expansion in
Especially
the
on the
Shadow League.
outfield.
I mean, you got training centers. There's whole
Lawns for them to
Mhm.
chill on.
yeah.
I mean, worst come to worst, they could also build up on
Yeah.
the sides. So
It's just concept art right now, and it looks
Yeah.
like you can definitely have room to expand if need be.
yeah, definitely.
Because this is whole. You guys can't necessarily see what we're looking at, but
So technically, on the right outfield, it's like completely open. So
yeah, they
in the
definitely can
home-
build it up. They have an interior and it would be up on a second level looking down and then the field.
Yeah, they could definitely do stuff with that, but also plans could change,
Yeah.
especially if they want a major league team here, which I'm excited for regardless. Um, Also, on an announcement, we're gonna do our NFL Honor Awards here in the next few days. Record it and let it out for you guys. It's pretty much taking their categories and um, their choices that they have for their top to win that
Mhm.
award.
And we see or we make our predictions or our
What we
personal
think
opinions of who needs to take this.
exactly. It won't be too crazy. It won't be too long of a video like a wrestling review for 2023 was. But we'll definitely be both of us talking about why we think them, why we think this person would win or whatever. But we'll have that here probably in the next few days, Monday through Wednesday, most likely next week. Uh, Heads up on that one. Uh, let's move on to some wrestling news. That there is a lot of fucking news popping right now, and we're gonna start it off with this. We're going out of order here.
It gets a little spicy really freaking quickly.
Really quickly. If you want to bat it up, man, real quick.
So we're going to start off with Vince McMahon.
Yes, it's popping right now.
He resigns as TKO CEO, right?
Yeah.
And this has been in talks for a while, and a big like allegation push for the past week or 2 weeks. And all of about an hour ago, ESPN published a piece saying Vince McMahon has retired as CEO.
As chairman of TKO, sorry.
Chairman of TKO.
Yeah. So he also is now had officially resigned from WWE's chairman spot. His merchandise is out of WWE as they're no longer selling it. It seems like they're pushing themselves away from the whole situation. That is, we're not gonna talk too much about
As anybody would, but if anybody was a smart collector, I would say start hoarding your Vince McMahon merchandise, as it will only go up in value.
that, or you won't be able to sell it for shit.
It will go up in value.
You think so?
If they're discontinuing stuff and there's not going to be any more, if this was 10 years from now and he passes away, and none of this ever happened, you're still going to have the same response. Just like how Sting's merchandise is probably absolutely being
jacked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just there's been a previous fan base, and it's just simple economics.
Yeah. It's just there's something going on. We're not gonna say too much. There's some allegations, and we'll leave it at that. It's not for us to talk. It's for them to figure out. But it is not looking good for Vince at all. It is ugly, ugly, ugly. He'll have to weather the storm. He did it with the steroid scandal back in mid '90s. He was doing allegations with the government of force feeding pretty much his stars steroids.
Dang.
Yeah, he won it though, so he's known about this. But this is very heavy what they're talking about here. I just hope whatever is the truth comes out and it's taken care of through that. What was this?
A's focus on moving to new Daybreak Stadium. So,
okay,
I'm gonna keep reading into this as you're talking about it. It's
I'll
probably not anything official, but I'm curious on it now.
Other news: WWE will be moving its Monday night show, Monday Night Raw, to Netflix starting early next year.
So is it exclusively going to be on Netflix only?
So Monday Night Raw, yes.
Monday Night Raw is going to be a live event hosted on Netflix.
And I think it's the first of Netflix to try.
This, to my understanding, would be the first live showing. It's very interesting, and I don't want to get too far into the political standpoint of current streaming services, but everybody's doing this, and I feel like Netflix is the last to bat, and they probably got one of the larger heavy hitters.
Yes, they did, but there's an issue with this contract. Monday Night Raw is currently on USA Network,
Mm-hmm.
And before it goes into Netflix, it'll be a few months with no official contract. That means it might be off of air if they can't find a temporary home for it, or if they can extend the U.S. or Netflix opens up earlier for them. Don't know what that's gonna happen. That's part of the landscape they gotta deal with now. But speaking also with Netflix, Vince McMahon's documentary coming out on Netflix soon. Rumor has it that it's not gonna be a puff piece. That they're gonna go hard on him. So they might actually. I think they'll end up pushing it with what's going on right now, just so they could get some of that in there.
It will definitely be catching everybody's views. That's for sure. I can see it hiking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But we will see. That's still meant to be under works. It has not been released yet. Um, we got other news. Even though Vince is out of TKO and WWE, someone has been added to the board of directors, and it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, baby.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
I definitely think this is a good decision from them to allow Dwayne to get into it, and he understands the. I don't like to use the word company in this instance. But
the
he
business.
understands what need. Yes, he understands and what needs to occur inside of the business.
Exactly. And not to mention him having many successful businesses with his Terramana tequila, with XFL now.
I tried his tequila. I didn't like it. Too salty. Tasted like I was licking a salt rock.
Well, it's supposed to taste like Johnson. I got him. Yes, I got you. Uh, it's not bad. It's definitely a acquired taste for most people, but yeah. So he's been added to the board of directors of TKO / WWE. Uh, could this be for him to replace McMahon?
I think yes.
I think not purposely. I think retroactively now that he's already in and this is happening with Vince, I think they're gonna push Dwayne because he has a better image. He has all this.
I think Dwayne was a decision to add to the board of directors before everything came out with Vince.
Mhm.
And now that Vince is gone, there is a perfect power vacuum for Dwayne to fill.
Yes, and it's definitely he is the persona, the person to fill those shoes.
Very charismatic.
Yes, and not to mention has a great image of himself to the public, so that's great. Um, Also, former announcer and interviewer backstage Kevin Patrick has been let go from WWE. He was there for a few years, and I don't know exactly what was the reason. They didn't really go into the details. It might be that it was just cutting people, but he is no longer with the company. He also did some announcement, so that we'll see who fills his shoes there. Um, Now, speaking of people possibly being let go or running out of the contract running out, there is quite a few superstars right now that their contracts are due to be up here in the next few months. Uh, in that list is Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, Finn Balor, and current World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins, plus a few others.
Okay.
Mhm.
I can see several of these and understand why they would be consider just cutting them, and especially with the contracts being up soon. Um, Not to say that they have lost their touch.
Because they haven't. I don't think so.
No, I definitely think like Drew McIntyre, he definitely has a lot of room for expansion.
Exactly. I was about to say it too.
And Becky Lynch, I can see them dropping Becky Lynch. She's hot,
Those are some fighting words with some fans, bro.
but I can definitely see where you can just drop Becky Lynch. She hasn't done anything super imposing and successful as of late. And not that we see the full picture, but it doesn't seem like she has the drive that she used to. Finn Balor's been in the shadows, um, but he definitely can help stir the pot. and Seth Rollins, with all of his current injuries, let them be real or not.
Mm-hmm.
If it is too serious for him, they might cancel his contract for a year's time and just say, sorry, Charlie, get back to us when you're better, and maybe we see him in AEW.
Maybe. Usually WWE doesn't let go of superstars when they're injured, so that one might be a little wonky or iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see. They've done crazier stuff too before. So unfortunately, they might be out of the company here soon. Probably see them, like you said, in AEW, TNA, New Japan. There's a plethora of companies right now, especially because wrestling is hot, hot, hot.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention everybody wants to watch wrestling right now. Speaking of the other company, AEW, the Acclaim came to Bullet Club defense again as they were being attacked by the Machine, Brian Cage, and his stable. I can't remember the name of his stable that he's a part of. But it looks like there's an alliance between Bullet Club
You
Gold.
said Brian Danielson?
No, Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, dude is massive. I can't remember the name of his stable he's in right now. Mm, well, regardless, they came for the save.
Nightclaw?
What did you say?
Nightclaw?
Maybe.
I don't know. This is a sketchy page. Either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, but they came to the save, and it seems like they have an alliance, at least a whatever.
Temporary.
That one. Uh, the thing is, both the Acclaim and Bullet Club are technically two different trios tag champions. In other words, for ROH, the Bullet Club are the 6-man tag team champions, and for AEW, the Acclaim are the 6-man tag champions. The way it feels like is like this will eventually come to a head, and to unite those titles, that pretty much the same thing, just to different companies.
All right.
Mm-hmm. But I'm excited for that. Um, Also, finally, after about a year, almost 2 years out with injury, Thunder Rosa made her AEW return in a great match.
You said Thunder Rosa, and I said, who the is that?
Yeah, showed it to her. She's a beautiful Latina Mexican lady, woman. Face paint like candy skulls, Mexican candy skulls. She's very
Mm-hmm.
talented. Uh, so I'm glad to see her back. I'm glad that she's ready to kick some ass. Um, Now, a little reminder: tomorrow, Saturday the 27th, we're doing a live stream around 4:30 to 5:30, depending what time it starts.
Yeah.
We're doing a live stream for the 2024. Got it right, Royal Rumble. I was messing that up on
Oh,
Monday.
I got some smack to tell you later.
Okay, all right, definitely. So we're gonna review the card here, and we're gonna make our picks for the matches, and maybe a prediction of the Rumble who may win. Okay. Um, let's start off with the U.S. title match: Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Who do you have here, Jax?
We've been talking this up. I think Kevin Owens is definitely a good contender for Logan Paul, and I don't think that Kevin Owens not necessarily has what it takes to be the U.S. title to have the U.S. title. Um, but it makes more sense for Logan to hold on to it. I can see where they try and push Kevin Owens this year, as he's kind of just been like a backseat fighter and following in the steps of everybody else. You look back and there's two steps in the sand, or two sets of prints in the sand. Kevin Owens is that second set of prints, and you don't see where he is. So I can see them pushing him. I still have Logan Paul for this. What do you have?
So mine is very simple. I think Kevin Owens is a tremendous talent. Wherever you put him at, he will do great. I think this is too soon in his title reign. Logan Paul's, speaking of him, title reign for him to drop the title. I have a feeling one or two things gonna happen. Either Logan Paul is gonna win by playing dirty, an underhanded tactic,
Mm-hmm.
or they're gonna go into a draw or no contest. That means there will be no decision, and this could probably be a rematch at WrestleMania. Possibly.
I could see that
Mm-hmm.
being a potential, but I don't see it just being. There's not enough tension to hold the match.
Yes, but that's why the no contest and or DQ finish or coming to a draw, whatever,
Mm.
will add a little bit of fire to it. Now, if it goes into DQ, that would definitely add a little more fire because it will add a little more personal grudge on that.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing I can see is I can't speak for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but for me it comes to a situation of who freaking cares. Um,
You're just not a fan of Logan Paul at all.
no, I'm not. And we have other titles that are needing to be changed and moved around.
Which is the next one we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this one. The Fatal 4 match for the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the
Mm-hmm.
champion, is gonna go against AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. You got me doing the yeah now,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Definitely you gotta say that. Um this is interesting as we talked about before, as Roman Reigns does not have to be involved in the decision to lose his title. He does not have to be pinned or submitted, but or at all, and he will not be champion anymore. What do you see going on here, man?
Well, I'm gonna just blanket statement this and
Hmm.
not necessarily try and cover both my ends because I can see both things happening. I can see no way Roman Reigns loses his title. Um, or no way he doesn't lose the title. Sorry. Um, and I mean, there's three potential people who can pin anybody else to beat Roman Reigns and take over the title. On the other hand, I can see where they're going to continue to drag out just for a little bit longer and take us back to WrestleMania 40, where we said last month,
Hmm.
Monday, the long-term predictions where the tension started at WrestleMania 39 and they
Hmm.
end at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. So for me, this is the. I do have a feeling, like you said, that the second one might happen because I don't see anybody winning or beating Roman Reigns here, or him dropping the title even if he's not involved. AJ Styles just came back. I think he looks great, by the way. I think he put some mass on himself. Uh, Randy Orton just got back, and I don't know the way they were describing it in the the spoilers and online about they don't want Randy Orton to lose to Roman so soon after he came back. It sounds like they're not gonna have him win. And LA Knight already lost. I think he lost not really a momentum, but a little bit of his spark he had a few months ago.
But the thing is, I don't in this case, it doesn't make it to where Randy Orton needs to lose to Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not going to get the opportunity to take it. And, you know, Randy doesn't need to be the one to be pinned. And if he is pinned, it doesn't have to be Roman Reigns. I don't see Randy losing directly to Roman.
Agreed. Agreed. Um, so my prediction is here. I'm not gonna cover both my ends. I think I know what's gonna happen. I think Roman Reigns will retain, and the storyline will go and hopefully be concluded at WrestleMania 40. Now, if anybody, whoever wins, if I'm wrong, if it's not Roman, I will bet my life on I know who will take the pin. It'll be LA Knight. He will be the one to take the loss. Specifically because AJ Styles is just back. Randy Orton is just back. and Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. I do not.
Can't touch the king.
Yeah, the way they
The
build
tribal chief, I should
exactly,
say.
exactly. So the one man out, unfortunately, I see is L.A. Knight. Yeah, taking a loss here. Regardless, I think this will be an amazing match.
It's definitely going to keep everybody at the edge of their seats,
Yes,
especially for everything we had just stated.
100%, 100%. Now let's move on to the first of two Royal Rumbles, the Women's Royal Rumble, um, where we have already announced Becky, Bailey, Nia.
No,
Yeah,
Bianca.
I Bianca at least is talented. She is talented, and
Let me just whip you with my hair.
I bet you'll like
Uh,
it.
That's something we'll talk about later.
No, but Nia's just to me, she's just a big old body. Okay, cool, whatever. You're menacing. You're a big threat. Besides that, you're not talented. At least not that I see. Maybe I'm wrong and a little biased against her, but get your money, girl. We got her. We got Bianca. We got Maxine, Ivy, also involved. Um, what do you see here? We already talked about this quite a bit. As I'll go through what I think real quick. As I already talked about in our spoilers or our predictions for storylines.
We're not cool enough to have spoilers yet.
No, no.
We don't have the inside scoop. Maybe we'll drill Vince McMahon now that he has nothing to do.
Pause again, dude. You do the drilling if you want. Uh, but what I see here happening is uh, Bailey winning and challenging Io Shirai at WrestleMania for their women's title and probably dismantling Damage Control. What do you think on that one, man? Or do you have another prediction on that? Because to me, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, she was definitely being pushed out of Damage Control. That is 100% a fact. Um, now, dismantling, I don't know if I would say to the extent of right now that it is being dismantled, but maybe it is the domino that starts the fall, or I can't think of the exact
the crack that will break the back eventually.
yeah, exactly, or something to the extent of like the grain of sand that topples the mountain, or
Gotcha.
what have you.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And because I don't see Damage Control just being Damage Control and then falling to nothing. It's got to be a struggle, a fight to finish. So just flat out destroying Damage Control, no, I don't have that.
Or maybe splintering Damage Control.
Or at least being like, yeah, it's splintering it and being like the Boa Hancock looking down now, because she was being pushed out and now she would be queen. So with that, I do have her as my Women's Royal Rumble
winner. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both see that the same, because it makes the most sense about all the women. That's probably the biggest storyline that could possibly make that Rumble even better. Now let's move on to the men's Royal Rumble.
I don't know what to think about the men's Royal Rumble. There is so much possibilities and shit.
Yes. So let's talk about a few people that are involved already. Cody Rhodes announced. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Gunther,
Shinsuke.
not Shinsuke Nakamura. I couldn't see it. Bobby Lashley, Gable, Otis. We got Akira Tozawa, Kofi, and I can't read the last.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. I wouldn't be surprised if also fucking Dirty Dom shows up on it.
Yeah, I can. Well, at least in the cover art picture, we see, Crybaby Dom. And I had to laugh about it because he was standing right behind Mommy.
Of course, he always is.
So I just loved that little aspect of the cover photo for
like a little Bitch.
Oh yeah.
But regardless, this is.
Thank you for the follow, Lord Atomic.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mm,
Apparently we don't have. Oh, I know we do have alert box on.
I think it should pop off a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll see what happens.
exactly. Um, like you said, there's so many possible storylines here. We got Cody possibly winning back-to-back Royal Rumbles and going again to finish the story against Roman Reigns. We got CM Punk who comes back hotter than ever, finally able to win the Rumble and main event his WrestleMania that he's been wanting to for over 12, 13, 14 years, whatever it's been. Drew McIntyre, obviously, he is a, a beast in the ring. Gunther with this persona with his undefeated streak as well. Not as big as Roman, obviously, but very, very huge as IC champion. Lashley being a killer. I mean, there's so many storylines here.
I mean, the four names that we've been talking about, I see moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lashley, Gable, Otis, Akira. They're fillers. They're.
Bobby Lashley, maybe I don't think so because he is.
I just don't see what benefit winning would be for him.
Yes, the thing is, he is still a threat. He is a monster.
He'll definitely knock people out. I'm
Yes.
not excluding that as a fact.
Yeah, but I also don't think he's a pushover. That's the issue that I have with the statement you just made. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, he ain't no filler. Trust me. I don't think there's enough story or content or a push behind him for him to win. Agreed. But also, I didn't see this years ago when on oh my god, I can't remember his name. Del Rio won the Royal Rumble. I did not feel like he had enough push behind him before then. So can it happen? Yes.
It most definitely can. You know, we could have a nobody name that's not even on our list yet.
It
That shows up and wins everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the entire prediction that I have with Jay and Jimmy.
That might be thrown out the window if he wins the Rumble.
Yeah.
But regardless, who are your? Let's do this. We're not gonna pick one. Your top two. Go for it. That you
The
want.
top two that make sense for them to win and move on and up is
Still hard, I know.
CM Punk and Gunther, no particular order.
Ooh.
That is in no particular order, and I have my phone closed.
You're good. You're good. Wow, that is interesting. So for me, the two that make the most sense. One, I'm not picking one that you pick because you picked him. That's cool. Cody, to see him finish the story.
Makes sense.
He should have won last year at WrestleMania. Hands down, I think that was the biggest mistake last year from WWE. Second is he needs to win that champion to close that story. And it has to be Roman Reigns title. And finally the other one I see is Gunther, like you. As his reign, I said it for months, now going on for months now. I think he should have been elevated to champion main event status a while back.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect time. If they don't do it now, I don't know when the hell they're gonna do it. This is the time. He is built. He carries himself like a world champion. He wrestles like a world champion, and he elevates people like a champion should in the ring, in the mic. So I think he will be the one if he does win. Actually, even if he doesn't win, he will challenge Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. So you're 100% behind that Roman Reigns doesn't lose it here.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Yeah. As I'll state this: as long as Roman Reigns holds Tribal Chief, I think he's untouchable.
Yeah. The thing is, we're tired of it. Like, give him a rest. He had a great run. Definitely has a great run. But it's
1,000 days where 699 days is absolutely nothing doesn't mean jack squat.
Exactly.
Personally.
Exactly. But those are our picks for the Royal Rumble. Excuse me. Let us know what are your picks. Who are your favorites to win the Rumbles? Um, Also, remember to join us tomorrow around 4:30 to 5:30, give or take, Mountain Time. Join us for a live stream. It'll be me, myself, Lobo, Jax, and possibly Paco.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he shows up. He hasn't messaged me back yet.
If
But
not, I got a potential filler.
awesome. Uh, Definitely. If not, we could bring all four. Fuck it. We'll bring a chair. We'll turn a camera. We'll figure it out.
Get a little casting couch action going on. It'll be fine.
Yeah, someone's lap. But anyways, before we finish off, did you said you have any entertainment news?
So I just want to reference to the game that is ravaging the internet and
Yeah, you mentioned
destroying people's minds. We have Pal Worlds. It's essentially Pokemon with guns. I mean, you don't play a lot of video games, and you heard of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of speculation about. And I'm going to get a little bit into the political drama of it all, mostly because it is juicy and I like it and I find it funny and everybody's trying to battle it. Pal Worlds is under speculation that they have stolen art style from Pokemon directly and it is copyright. Bare minimum, it is plagiarism. Plagiarism is perfectly fine. We could get away with plagiarizing something. We're essentially plagiarizing the news by reading a news article and spitting it back out. Essentially.
But that's what most people do anyways.
Exactly. So plagiarization, as it's not 100% ethical and whatever, it is a part of our normal society.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the extent of Nintendo Pokemon has released, or I don't, is it Nintendo?
No.
Either way, the owners of Pokemon has released, from what I've heard, creators of Power Worlds use middle school kids in Japan to draw the pals. So yeah, very. I haven't read into exactly who, what, when, where, why everything happened. All I know is Pokemon released a statement that basically said, "I'm not going to do a damn thing about it. It was just a PR thing so people would get off their back." It is an open-ended statement of we will be looking into it. If Pokemon really wanted to, they would be in courts right now. The game would be shut down until further notice.
But it's not.
It's not. It's still running. It's still going. If you close the game, you're going to have 3 days. All right, 3 days, and there were 4 million copies on Steam alone sold. This game is also on Xbox. So PC and Xbox. Just on PC is 4 million copies. You're going to close out the game for 4 million people and not have any lashback whatsoever. You're going to have people being like, why is this a problem? And now you're in a civil lawsuit and then you're boycotting Pokemon and
it's too political, man.
yeah, it gets very political.
Shit.
It makes me excited because Power Worlds has already won.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is super hyper focused on their copywriting. It's plagiarism. It's a different thing.
I don't got nothing to say. We talked about this earlier about the state of the world and what we really feel.
Mm-hmm.
This is just leaning me towards more like.
I say whatever. I understand you need to protect your personal IP. I'll round it off to a solid basis, and then we can move on. You need to be able to protect your IP from infringement and people quite literally stealing exactly what you do word for word. I 100% agree with that. Nobody should be able to get this mug and make this mug and sell this mug as this mug because I did not come up with the design. I didn't make this iPhone. I shouldn't be able to sell this iPhone as an iJax. It doesn't make sense. I understand the need to protect your personal IP. in this scenario, you can't have a copyright on a shape. So that's all I have for
Okay. Julio. Moving on very swiftly.
that.
Um, we're gonna finish off today's with our top 6 wrestlers of the week. This week was a little wonky because there's a lot of promos that were magnificent, and we put them on here, but it's kind of hard just to put a promo on here.
Yeah.
So
And we're building up. We're at the feet of the giant, right?
yeah, I mean Royal Rumble was up this week, so I'm pretty sure next week we're gonna have a great list of wrestlers of the week. But for now, we have this. Let's start off with our 6, 5, and 4 with you, Jax.
For my number 6, I got the Young Bucks specifically for the respect of the rebranding. It's always nice to see somebody get up and fresh, and that's why I had Black Taurus on my list
last week.
the other day. Yeah, because he was rebranding himself. It makes sense to do so. Number 5, I got Hook. I was surprised that he took it from Samoa.
Oh, he took it to Samoa?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it was pretty spicy.
Mhm.
I definitely think that yeah, words. My brain's failing now.
Yeah, I think we're at our end of our rush here.
And then yeah, I spent too much energy on Battle Worlds.
Yep.
And then my number 4 is CM Punk.
Gotcha.
This being the most like beneficial fight, or not beneficial, but largest fight that he's had since he's been back.
Yeah, definitely. Because he hasn't had too many matches, so this will definitely be his first. Like, this is a match that matters.
Yeah.
So I understand that. At my number 6, I have the comedic genius, R-Truth. I had to give it to him. The last few weeks, he has been doing nothing but fire on everybody, dropping little tidbits here. Like he will interrupt Judgment Day, and they will be ready to kill him. And he's like, "I got money for you guys from the merch." Switch it on him real quick. Funny guy. His timing is impeccable. At my number 5, I got your number 6 at the Young Bucks. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Their new rebrand, like you just said, it is great, and they're really buying into it. They're selling it every time when they meet people backstage. They're acting like the bosses. So this is friggin' perfect.
Yeah, you were telling me they're big old executives now.
Yeah, and their character is their executives, and they're playing up to it, which I love. It really took like 2 weeks for me to fall in love with this new gimmick. At number 4, I have Adam Copeland, who had a match that I never thought he would have with Minoru Suzuki, and it was a hard hitting match in AEW Dynamite. It got to the point where they were slapping each other, and both of them did not want to like submit. They slapped each other harder and harder, and then they eventually both fell. But it was such a good. I think this is right up your alley. We might have to watch it soon. But those are my 6, 5, and 4, and our top 3 for you, Jax.
We got Cody Rhodes
at 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, defending himself against CM.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, I love having a little bit of a Cody Rhodes parade. For my number 2, I gotta give it away to R-Truth.
Wow.
Comedy needs to be allowed in more places.
Agreed.
And I mean obviously with certain aspects of it all, but being able to joke about something super casually, it makes it very it breaks up the monotony. Now if there was always these jokes happening constantly, then it wouldn't be such a notable effort. But going against the social norm, and that's what I appreciate. Hence one of my previous top picks last week. going against reporters.
Oh yes. Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh wait, I have it here. Um, it is.
Grayson Waller?
Yep, Grayson Waller. Definitely.
Yeah. And then number one, you probably know what it is. Adam Copeland.
Nice.
You know I love a hard hitting match where men beat the shit out of each other. I love them meat slaps on the chest,
I
just not when they happen to me. Ooh, it's tender there.
got some PTSD
Why
going
is
back
it
on there.
tender?
It was some PTSD from feeling your body reacting to fear,
Yes.
to the fear of feeling it again. Don't worry, this Royal Rumble there won't be no chops. Maybe to me, but not to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Break my wrist over here.
Better than your heart. Um, at my number 4, right? Or no, top 3.
Three.
3. I have Gunther. His promo with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins in adjacent to 3 because it was such a great back and forth.
Yeah. I almost just put CM and Cody at the same
As one.
level.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna. I couldn't think of anybody else to put in.
Fair, fair. But this was the promo we needed from Gunther, and I think this will elevate him. Maybe not to win the Royal Rumble, a great showing, but definitely he is at the footsteps of becoming the next world champion, and I cannot wait. I've been calling this for months. I will not let this go. Um, at my number 2, I have Nick Nemeth, who made his uh, TNA Impact debut this week in a great showing, a great victory, and also was attacked by the partner of the guy he won. I can't remember his name at the time right now. I'm brain farting. I'm like you. I'm dead.
Yeah, we're running on fumes now.
Yeah, but he did win, and then his attacker came after him, and he did beat him down too. So 2 for 1. He also made his New Japan debut, I think, a few weeks ago. So he's definitely moving up on outside of WWE, which is freaking great. And my number 1 is Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
Yes. I didn't. The only other one that I was close to giving was Okada, but he did win his last couple matches. But he didn't. I don't think he won him as like individual one-on-ones. He beat Damian Priest, although some interference, some funny interference by R-Truth. He beat the Money in the Bank holder and a possible next world heavyweight champion or next world champion. So he's been on a bit on a tear. This is definitely going to push him forward into the Rumble, and I'm kind of excited to see what it is. So with his contract being up and all that stuff we've seen, this is perfect to see if they're going to give him the ball again and push him. So I'm excited.
I don't want to see Drew drop.
Me neither. The problem is you can't always be on top.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Hulk Hogan or Roman Reigns for all this time.
By dropping, I mean dropping out of the company.
Oh, okay.
Not particularly standings. If he drops in standings,
gotcha.
It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been doing some big moves.
Definitely.
But I can see where he drops to ground zero and rises back up. But this isn't predictions. Nope. This is top wrestlers.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, tell us what you think of our list. Tell us what are your top wrestlers of the week. Also, one more time, reminder tomorrow, 4:30, 5:30 Mountain Time. Join us live on Twitch as we're going to be streaming the 2024 Royal Rumble. Before we sign off, do you have anything else to say, Jax?
I feel like I had another entertainment thing, but I can't remember. Oh, Has Been Hotel. They dropped 4 episodes to begin with, and then an additional 2 on Thursday, so we are now up to a total of 6. I do not know how many episodes that there are going to be, but I enjoyed the show. It was well enough. You can definitely tell that there was... It's been in the while for making in for a while. I am getting dyslexic.
Yes, we're...
But if I was to rate the show overall, and I'm just going to give it a star rating, 6 out of 10 right now. It's not anything special. It's comical. There's some laughs in it, but it's a lot of shit to dig through before you're actually like, haha, ha 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 ha, I love it.
Gotcha.
Definitely some people's cups of tea. Mine, I can take it or leave it.
So then you're saying most likely I can't leave it.
You probably would not like it. I'll probably pull a funny moments clip for you to watch.
All right, and we can go off of that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you really like, maybe we'll do
Watch it.
a funny moments react.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down. Definitely.
just like what we did for Solar Opposite.
Solar opposites. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Remember, take everything we say as a grain of salt. We are two doofuses, two jokers who just love to talk about sports, wrestling, and anything fun, some news, entertainment, some nerd stuff, as you can tell in the back. Um, if you get offended by anything we say, you don't have to be here. Move along. Um, you don't have to come at us because we will not respond. Or if we do, it might not be really good. We might go wild. Because we tend to go wild. So, but regardless, if you don't like anything we're saying, move along. It's all right. There's other millions of stuff to watch. We
Yeah.
get it. Final thoughts. Remember to be grateful for everything you have. Be grateful for the problems you don't have. It could always be much, much worse. I was seeing a video of this influencer who I will not name. He is very polar. Uh, but he was mentioning everything that's happened in the last this year so far, and it's been like 3 weeks. It is ridiculous the amount of shit that has happened.
Reminds me of 2016, but I'm not going to get into that because it gets political.
Yes, exactly. This is very political, but regardless, remember to be grateful for the stuff you have, for the family you have, for the loved ones. But other than that, remember one more time, join us tomorrow for the live stream. But I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
And this was Joker's Wild Side Corner. See ya.